We started doing these opportunities with festivals and other showcases to help you get your name out there. Yeah. We have a press kit service called REVERB press kits, or shortened RPKs. Sure. Completely customizable. You can add your stats, you can add your previous played shows, so you can give people a good idea, like, well, these are the places I've played. It's kind of almost your digital resume, if you will. Yes. Where you can show it to people and be like, you know, I'm legit. You should definitely have me played it. You know, so, and we use those for, you can send them to venues and to managers and labels and all that, but we wanted to take it a step further and say, well, you know, have you ever been to South by Southwest, or have you ever been to CMJ and you've been watching these bands and you'd be like, oh man, these people must have had to pay a lot of money to be able to be where they are right now. Sure. Well, how about just having an RPK subscription on Reverb Nation and pressing a submit button, and then you're playing at CMJ, or you're playing at South by Southwest, or you're playing at Red Gorilla Festival, or you're playing, you know, at the Warped Tour, or wherever. You know, there's once again, the possibilities are endless, and as we continue to make more deals with all these festivals, it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. And so you've been working hard, you've been building all these stats on Reverb Nation. You know, you were saying earlier, like, what does band equity score do for me? You know, I can look at how well I'm doing on Reverb, I can look how well I'm doing compared to other artists, but in the end it's only a number. Well, that number may very well be what helps you get the gig of your dreams. Yeah. You know, you have all that
band equity translates.
Yeah, well, the stats are going to be available for people to see. They of course want to know, you know, sure, you may have great songs, but they want to make sure that you know how to promote yourself, you know how to be a well-rounded artist. Sure. And so this, you know, the information's made available. The person can review it and get a better idea as to who you are. So it's more motivation, if nothing else, to really show that you can do it. Right. And in the end, you can, you know, that light at the end of the tunnel, once again, maybe that gig that you've always wanted. And it also may be that gig that takes you everywhere else that you've always wanted to go. You know, maybe, because all it takes is that right person being in the crowd and seeing you and appreciating your music and wanting to take it a step further.
Hey, you've pretty much got the bases covered. Yeah. Yeah, you pretty much got. I'm trying to think of anything else that I need help with.
Well, if it's there, then we'll be.
Yeah, no, sure it seems like you're kind of covering all my bases. I mean, you're gonna help me sell the music. You're gonna help me sell the music not only in the form of just a song, but to sell it to TV, commercial, you know, all these other things, which are, you know, pretty much the new paradigm, right? Sure. Yeah, you're gonna help me get gigs, all right. I mean, you're essentially my total back end, man. That's not horrible. I'm feeling pretty good about this relationship, man.
As you should. Absolutely.
Help, always a pleasure. I mean, that's what it is, man. ReverbNation.com with my man Jay. That's REVERBNATION.com. It's a chess match, right? You see your competitors. You see what your competitors are doing. You're very much on the ground with the artist. You're hearing feedback immediately. You know, where do you see it going? And as an artist, how am I going to make a buck? I think that's what it comes back to.
I mean, I think there's going to be a lot less superstars. We're already seeing it the last couple of years, but there'll be a lot more people making a decent living on it. A lot of people making ends meet, because all the tools are out there. You know, it's not really do-it-yourself anymore. It's you know, you're not doing it alone. Like in the old days, DIY was do-it-yourself. Now it's like you can do it yourself, but there's also software like Reverb Nation and other companies that you know, it helps you do things, helps you manage your business, get you opportunities. You know, you need to be on a lot of different places. Use Reverb Nation as a home base, and it'll get you, onto your other social networks and other pages and things like that. So I think the future kind of holds is there's just going to be a lot more people making a living on their music, and just a lot less superstars because people just aren't buying the music. I mean, I don't think people are going to, in years to come, I have a 13-year-old, doesn't even know what CDs are. You know, everybody gets their music for free now.
One more question. Apple, iTunes, they on the way out?
I don't think so. I think there's still a market for people who are going to buy music. You know, there are people who buy music, older people. think the younger kids are just growing up not buying music. Well, they may just buy 1 or 2 CDs a year instead of buying, you know, 5 or 6. Like when I was growing up, when I got every 2 weeks I'd get paid, and the first thing I do was go to a record store. Well, there are no record stores anymore. It's not a very cool experience going to Best Buy to find your record, or Target. I mean, that's not an experience. It's not a lifestyle. So I think people will still buy. I think probably forever people will buy music, but just less and less and less and less. I think it's been going down 10 to 15% every year. Plus, there's not really developing artists anymore. It's all about songs. I mean, that's the thing with iTunes is that people just started buying songs as opposed to albums and full expressions and full artwork and things like that. But I don't think iTunes will ever go away, not at all.
So the download is still a capable mechanism. I mean, just because I feel like, you know, maybe something like a Spotify, right? It's like
the next models will work.
Right.
You know, maybe it's an advertising supported model. People just don't know subscription models. I mean, none of them have really taken off. We don't really know what Spotify can do in America because it's not in America. People keep talking about it, but I don't know when it's going to come here. It's also a lot of the major labels prevent a lot of really cool startup companies from happening. You know, that's probably what's holding up Spotify. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I think there's, you know, different licenses they have to get before they can go live here. And who knows if it's going to work here? I mean, you know, it's another thing. The U.S. has different mentality on the way they do things than overseas. You know, even like offline, like overseas, everything's about festivals. Here, it's all about tours. You know, I go to Canada like twice a year, and they don't really do a lot of touring because it's so far from venue to venue. It's not worth it. So they line up like festivals. Like every week, there's a festival in Canada. That's why we kind of started getting into the live business, where I'm trying to broker deals with every festival in the world, and you know, offer up a couple of slots to our artists. You know, we have great artists, and it gets them out there as well. So it's not just online marketing tools; it's licensing and like live shows, things like that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So that's the view from 30,000 feet. From the desk of somebody who's seen it all and is seeing it all happen before you are. So pay attention. The man's dropping a couple of gems on you. Alright? I ain't telling anybody if you don't tell anybody. Keep that one to us. Boom. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So we've talked about technology, right? Technology is your greatest tool, your greatest asset, your greatest ability to be larger than ever before. The artistic middle class is rising, and you are fortunate enough to be at the forefront of it if you grab and embrace and hold on to that technology and constantly learn as new technology comes about. I'm Timmy Grins, and I want to thank you for checking out Dropping Gems. I want to thank our boy Jason from REVERB Nation stopping through, spending a couple of minutes with us. And of course, I want to thank my homeboy Dee Jay Dolamarx. Dropping Gems, Timmy Grins, we out. Peace.
Stop.